you hear me talking? I don't know. Let me make sure this is. Golden Sun, can you hear me talking? Oh, Jesus Christ. Yo, Xeon. Yo. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay, let me try and get the sound working. It should be coming through. Okay, so you can't hear me at all. Okay. There is something. Oh, you can hear me? Cool. Just checking. Do you hear the sound of the game? Yes. Cool. I'm not sure if there's... Oh, crap. Oh, okay. Yep, sleepy sleep. Okay. So, I am... Welcome to Digital Frontier. My name is Garwin. You guys all know that. Ha ha ha. Sweet. I'm going to be playing the 39 Steps, a digital adaptation of John Buchan's espionage thriller. As you guys can guess, it's a visual novel of sorts. So I don't have emotes, so I don't know. You can use the standard emotes that are there, but you're a Prime user and you don't know how to emote? I know, you just sit on collect points and games and whatever you can. Alright. Okay. Let's start this bad boy up. Rotate your mouse clockwise to advance text. Anti-clockwise makes you go back. That's cool. When you reach the end of the string of text, you will see a diamond. Simply left-click anywhere to advance the scene, moving the story forward. It's really weird. I don't know. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna do something real quick. You guys tell me if you like it or not. I'm gonna add an overlay. Probably not, so. Yes or no? I have another overlay as well, another setup for an overlay, but I like no. Okay, cool. Alright, the 39 Steps is largely a pointer-free experience. When you see one, that's your cue to interact. Yeah, I'll mess with the overlay the next few times. Whoa, what the fuck? Oh, okay, there we go. The Wrong Ditch, Richard Hannay, is living in London, England. He yearns for a more interesting life. Wow, there's quite a bit. What is cards? Okay, so cards are unlocked during the story. Okay. Let's play this bad boy. Welcome to the chat, boys. Monday, Monday, 18 May 1914, London, England. I returned from the city on that May afternoon, pretty well disgusted with life. I'd been 3 months in the old country and I was fed up with it. Yep, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Richard Hannay, you have got into the wrong ditch, my friend, and you had better climb out.
Alright, this guy is better at speaking than I am, so I think we're better there. Oh. Which one should we pick, boys? The present, the child, teenager, working man, the soldier, the carer. I currently don't have a camera. I'm working on that. Do child. Do child. Okay, we're gonna do child, it looks like. The child. My father brought me out from Scotland to South Africa at the age of 6, and I've never been home since. I grew up in the Cape Colony, which was then under British rule. Oh, okay, these are the cards, I'm guessing. The present. A lot of imperialist ladies asked me to tea to meet schoolmasters from New Zealand and editors from Vancouver, and that was the most dismal business of all. I had no real pal to go about with which probably explains things. Plenty of people invited me to their houses, but they didn't see much interest in me. I'd counted on stopping in London for the rest of my days. From the first, I was disappointed with it. I was the best bored man in England. Teenager. I spent much of my time by the Zambezi, where I would fish. There are several hundred species in its waters, including the infamous tigerfish and Zambezi shark. The wide open spaces of the Ved? I have no idea. Also interested me greatly in various methods of survival in such an uncompromising landscape. Dude, I have a hard enough speaking. You want me to try and do a Scottish accent? No. Oh, you just want an accent. Okay. Oh, what the fuck? That is not... God damn it. Borat prison. I haven't watched Borat in a long time, but we need to. Come on. Oh, god damn it, dude. Yep, it's London. I think that's what I'm gonna start using. Just Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then we'll just go with Sunday. We'll mix it up there. Yeah.
Richard Hannay, you have got into the wrong ditch, my friend, and you had better climb out.
I don't know, man. I don't know how to subscribe. What the hell? What is going on here? Okay, the working man obviously doesn't work. What is wrong with this? I may just have to go to a different game if this does this again. Yeah, I'll make sure to do my OnlyFans and, Hammer. God, please no. At least do someone better like Project Melody or something. Who's streaming right now, at least. I think she is, anyway. She was. Nope. Iron Mouse and Silver Veil are, though. What the fuck is going on with this game?
Richard Hannay, you have got into the wrong ditch, my friend, and you had better climb out.
Okay, so working man doesn't work, so let's go soldier. I served the British forces during the Metabel conflict and was decorated for my role. I served 2 years with the Imperial Light Horse and was an intelligence officer at Delagoa Bay in the Second Boer War. I lost many friends during those wars. The Care. My final years in Africa were in the municipality of Bulawala, where I had fought during the Metabel War. I resided once again with my father, who had taken ill. After he died, I decided to leave the Cape and head back to the old country. So, done? Oh, there we go. Here I was, 37 years old, sound in wind and limb, with enough money to have a good time, yawning my head off all day. I had a long drink and read the evening papers. They were full of the rows in the Near East, and there was an article about Carlo-Lides, the Greek premier. From all accounts, he seemed the one big man in the show, and he played a straight game too, which is more than could be said for most of them. Someone had loaded the cylinder player. I felt a deep nostalgia for my homeland of Scotland as Annie Laurie filled the room. Okay, I don't like this game. That makes me angry constantly. Can it not do that? It's a Ford, it's a better car. Interesting. Wow, there's quite a lot of stuff in this. News of the Navy, big flying races, and fashion for men. Interesting. Hmm. About 6 o'clock, I went home. Have any of you guys been to London? That would suck quite a bit. My flat was the first floor in a new block behind Langham Place. God damn this game, dude. That is super frustrating. There was no restaurant or anything of that sort, and each flat was quite shut off from the others. Yeah. Ooh, let's check. Oh, look, there's my mail. Wow, that is really bad writing. Dear Richard, how is London? I do hope Paddock is looking after you well, and that your uncle something, your luck on the horses is looking out. Okay, I am not trying to read that. That's gonna take me fucking forever. Let's see, where is it from? Oh, okay. Oh, there's a second page. Oh no, there's. Okay. Up the stairs. Open the door. What the? Draw the symbols as they appear. What the hell? Come on. Go forward. Oh my god. Who has such a weird fucking door like that?
Paddock? That's me home. I'll be heading out for dinner.
I hate servants on the premises, so I had a fellow to look after me who came in by the day. He arrived before 8 o'clock every morning and used to depart at 7, for I never dined at home. Go. Who does not dine at home, man? Food is so much better at home. Like, I had fried rice last night. It was awesome. That evening, I dined at the Cafe Royal and then headed elsewhere for entertainment. I did not please Uncle Roger. He would be very mad at me. God damn it, dude, this game! Okay, I'm gonna change games. This is driving me fucking nuts. I can't play this. We'll play 80 Days. That's what we'll play. Let me load up another game real quick. That's gonna drive me nuts. I can't stand that for that long. 80 days, boys. Oh, what the fuck? Okay. Let me get this game set up here. Why is it not showing up though? I've honestly never beaten this game. I've tried to. I suck really badly at this game. At least the last few times I have. What is going on here, man? Alright. Alright, can you guys at least hear the sound from it right now? Cool. Oh. There we go. Alright. Cool. Alright, can you guys see that? Cool. Alright, London, 1872. I've entered into the service of a new gentleman. It would seem he is a gambling man. You do service that gentleman. $80 days, boys. London. Oh god, I hate trying to read this guy's name. Monsieur Felice Fogg returned home early from the Reform Club and in a new-fangled steam carriage besides. I helped him down. Yep, Munden returns. I really hope one of you guys cut that. That's fucking hilarious. I helped him down, and the iron-lugged, steam-driven horses clattered away. Passepartout, said he. We are going around the world. Around the world, monsieur, or very good, monsieur? Which one should we choose? Let's see. The one with monsieur. Yes, the one with monsieur. I'm supposed to be French. This guy's supposed to be French if you don't know the original novel. Give him an around the world. We'll go with that one. Around the world, monsieur, I said, utterly astonished. We shall circumnavigate the globe within 80 days. He was quite calm as he proposed this wild scheme. We leave for Paris on the 8:25 in an hour. What should we do? But I have not prepared. You are in jest. This was shocking turnabout. That last option. Surely you just not. I am gonna choose Umbrons this time, Tabby. You are in jest, I told him in a dignified affront. You make mock of me, monsieur. I am quite serious. Pack an altimeter and my evening jacket. There is not a moment to waste. You passport out. Now have funds. Your character is now polished. No idea what that means, but I have $4,000 with 10 o'clock. Quick, the passport. I think we just picked this. Let's take the evening jacket. You wanted the passport. Let's take the shipping lines too. I don't think we need the other stuff. Okay. Cool. See. Wow, we've discovered a fuck ton of routes. Alright, back to London. Embark. Departing in. Depart now. Yay. Clickety clack. Clickety clack. Who got the coconuts? The mechanical horses race past Pilascadi Circus and the Pall Mall, faster than a team of thoroughbreds. Even so, the whistle of the 825 was blowing as we pulled up to the Charing Cross station. We have no tickets, I explained. We raced along the concourse and threw ourselves on board. Which one should we go, boys? Yep. I will die from dysentery, probably. Let's go with... We raced along the concourse. We raced along the concourse and threw ourselves aboard as the second whistle shrieked its warning. We barely had time to take our seats before the guard rapped smartly on the compartment door. He held out his hand. Tickets, please. Alas, monsieur, we were in a great hurry. I pretended to have lost them. Let's see what you guys say. Which one? Pretend to pretend. I pretend to have lost them, patting down one pocket, then the other, and I was about to start digging through our suitcases when Monsieur Fogg interrupted my touching performance. My valet is trying to express that we were in too much haste to purchase tickets, he said, no doubt intending to chasten me, which was not at all my meaning, and I tried to alter mine. Let's go with no doubt intending to chastise me. What is even happening? We're on a train, trying to board. We're boarding a train, and we don't have tickets. And the ticket guy is like, "Where's your tickets?" We're trying to get around the world, bro. No doubt intending to chasten me for my dissimulation. You may purchase them from me, the guard was saying, though it is more expensive. I'm afraid £85, please. I argued with him, and I handed over the £85. This is why we need playing cards. I'm gonna hand over the £85. You know what? We're gonna try and finagle this guy. Oh man, my mic is going crazy right now. Let's turn that down a little bit. Just fix this real quick. Never mind. I argued with him, but only displeased Monsieur Fogg further. Passporto. You will pay pay the sum at once, he put in coldly, and I have no idea how to say that, remunerated this man for his patience. I handed over the 85 pounds and smiled a thin smile from one working man to another. The guard gave me our tickets and slid the compartment door shut behind him with a pneumatic hiss. Your funds have gone down somewhat. Your relationship with Fogg has deteriorated somewhat. Your character is now presentable. Yay. I am on fine form despite your efforts. Let's have a conversation. I'm at your service, Mr. Fogg. The bumbling passport. Oh, money and journey. Let's talk about money. This journey will be the most expensive, monsieur. Indeed, but you can earn a little from buying and selling our possessions as we travel. But tell me, monsieur, what is the purpose of our journey? I've made a hefty wager, and I do not intend to lose. London's smog gave way to rolling hills and the pastures of the Kentish countryside, still untouched by the hand of technological advancements. Monsieur Fogg read his paper as I repacked our bags. We passed the day in silence, thrown together in haste and confusion. As afternoon turned inexorably to evening, I discovered that my master was one of those gentlemen who broke their silence rarely, if at all. The guard rapped on our door. A few miles before Dover. We are about to submerge, he warned. Take some people a bit funny, so watch out. What do you mean, submerge? But is it safe? Is it not? Very good. Let's do, what do you mean, submerge? I cried. This is the London to Paris Amphitrite Express, he explained, as though to a particularly dim-witted child. The submersible train, talk of all the London papers. I must have missed it. Then this is the Mer train. Let's go with this is the Mer train. Then this is the Mer train, I explained. He made a face. Murder. He made a face. Bloody journalists and their silly names, he muttered. Every inch of her has been examined and stamped with the artificers. Seal, this is the world's only bathyscape locomotive. I could not help a shiver. I pressed my face to the window glass. Let's do that. As the fins above the Amphitrite wheels extended with hydraulic hiss, night fell and we plunged past the end of the track into the freezing waters of the English Canal. Relationships with Fogg have improved slightly. We are on day 2, boys. We are on Wensden. The Amphitrite plowed through the water overnight and splashed up into the outer gauge French tracks at Calais as dawn broke. Do you have a route in mind, monsieur? I began to consider what we might require for our journey. Let's talk to him, monsieur. I asked as the water of the channel dried from the compartment windows. I am yet undecided, my master admitted. The new canal has sped up the shipping routes from Suez to Bombay, though perhaps we could take the Trans-Siberian Railway across Russia. Surely not Bombay, and surely not Russia. Are we going to Mother Russia, or are we doing Bombay, boys? Alright, there it is. I don't know what that means, but I think it means we're surely not going to Russia. Or we are going to Russia. Which could be both. Or neither. Let's say surely not Bombay. Who wants to go to a place called Bombay? We shall certainly wilt in the scorching heat. Then we would do well to buy hats and linen trousers, he replied. There are other alternatives. We may also travel overland and across the Black and Caspian Seas. But which is the fastest? But which is the safest? Putinland. Let's go fastest this time. I believe he's... But which is the fastest? I believe, and said he, that is what we shall put to the test. Parbleu, I scarcely knew what to think. We arrived at Paris Gare du Nord just after 1 o'clock. Auto-matron porters lifted our luggage and then our persons onto the platform with long, delicate, filigreed iron arms. But Paris, city of my heart, I was home, but not to stay. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, we're pulling into Paris. Some of our possessions should be quite valuable here. Well, let's go see. We must visit the bank, Monsieur Fogg declared. You have additional funds? A robbery, monsieur? Let's go with a robbery. That just sounds better. Certainly not, he replied firmly. But do you suppose I put my entire fortune into a carpet bag under my supervision? Of course. I did not answer. Let's go, of course. I regarded the bank as we entered. Nope. I regarded the manager of the bank. We entered, a small man who greeted us with greedy enthusiasm. You wish to withdraw funds, we were told. I warn you, it may take some time. Okay, we can't afford even a single day. We got tomorrow. It is 2:13. Let's just go with $1,000 tomorrow. We require £1,000, my master announced. The manager nodded. I will have to communicate with London first, of course. He apologized. I should have a reply tomorrow. It seems, Monsieur Fogg remarked as we left, we have some time to dispose of. Return to the bank tomorrow to collect your funds. Okay. Oh, we can buy a second suitcase. Let's do that. Let's buy it. Oh, that's a lot for in Berlin. Yeah, let's go with some wine. Budapest, Copenhagen, Warsaw. None of that. Okay. With a few hours to spare, I asked Monsieur Fogg if I may enjoy my city before we had to leave. Indeed, and should you learn anything of note, be sure to relay it. I nodded and headed into town. The talk on the street was of one thing only, an enormous, elegant, oval stadium constructed upon the green fields of the Camp de Mars and containing the technological marvels, art, amusement parks, and milling crowds of the World's Fair of 1872. My city still wore the scars of last year's siege. I ventured inside, but I was certain Monsieur Fogg did not intend for me to visit fairs. We're going inside, boys. I ventured inside the grand illuminated pavilions of the exposition. An artificer was placing an arc light. I went west towards the airship hangar. Which one should we do? Hangar? Let's do hangar. I went west towards the airship hangar, past a booth with a husband and wife pair selling panoramic hot air balloon rides to eager tourists. I inquired as to their hourly rate. The hangar was crowded with airships. Let's do airships. The hangar was crowded with airships and flying vehicles of all shapes and sizes, attended by sharp-eyed crews from all over the world, and my eye was immediately caught by the African-made rigid metal balloon, the gilded Egyptian Ifrit-class airship, the metal-clad four-propeller Scarvacar Atomic, the bulky coal gas-powered Ottoman Gaic, and the twin-bladed Peruvian gyrocopter. Let's do the gyrocopter. By the twin-bladed Peruvian gyrocopter, which looked tiny and flimsy in comparison with the airship surrounding it. They said the Incas invented the first gyrocopter, boasted the dark-haired pilot, pushing up her goggles to give me a wink. As their heirs, the Peruvians have made some few improvements. Seems extremely unlikely. You do not see many Peruvian gyrocopters in this air. Let's go with that one. I remarked, "Are they unsafe?" The lady shook her head. "No, they are quite safe, but they are quite hard to build. Perhaps one day soon, Monsieur Fogg and I would find ourselves flying in such a craft." I returned to the exposition center, my thoughts turning with the clouds and engine rotors. Avenues sprawled in every direction between the inviting illuminated pavilions of the exposition. Well, let's talk with the artificer. This was there before. The artificer was placing an arc light, which had burned out. She first disconnected the strain machine powering the lights, and it had a spinning iron wheel, which was wound around with a series of armature coils. What is the device? Artificer. I said politely, my eyes straining to the copper lily pin which proclaimed her profession. "It's a bleeding nuisance is what it is," the artificer grumbled in a thick Yorkshire accent. "These Grammy machines are finicky beast." Grammy machines, is that so? Let's go with Grammy machines, I inquired. "Oh, it's a..." Oh, never mind, she waved my question away. "It's a steam engine, all right. Only it doesn't make steam." Will that do? I hate explaining this stuff to laymen. I retreated hastily, not at all in terror of her irate tone. The harshness of her tone was belied by her gentle touch. Ooh, gentle touch. The harshness of her tone was belied by her gentle touch as she unscrewed the arc-light globe of enameled glass and replaced the 2 carbon rods within. She reconnected the supply and the 10 Yalblokov candles connected in a series lit up once more. They are miraculous. I breathed. The artificer snorted. "They're hard work, is what they are. Miracles indeed," but her mouth softened into a small, proud smile. She looked at her pocket watch, cursed, and hurried off, dropping something as she went. I hurried after her to return it. "Yeah, let's try and return it." And she thanked me. "My medallion, I'll need that to get my lunch from the canteen. Thank you." I bowed in return, and she giggled. "Stop that. You'll make me blush." She rubbed the coin thoughtfully. "I was given this for my work in Istanbul, you know. I made a very special automation. I think it works as a driver now on the route up to Izmir. I think that's right. An interesting tidbit. An automaton who drives. Yeah, that's... Of course, is that so strange?" I could only shrug. Who knows what is normal in this modern world? I looked about me once more. Crowds of tourists jostled and heaved past, their eyes wide with wonder. Okay, let's see. Where should we go? I headed towards the red-purple tints of the Artificer Guild. I took a stroll down the Avenue of Nations. Or I decided to leave. Thanks everyone for joining. If you are still watching, I am playing 80 Days. The tents? Yeah, let's do the tents. Headed towards the red-purple tents of the Artificer Guild, draped with banners and blazed with their copper lily. I don't know what the fuck I'm trying to say. Sigil. Steam powder automated orchestra played the most incredible display of machines. Ooh, let's do the instruments. Popped the cork from a champagne bottle and poured out bubbling over glasses for passing tourists. One of the artificers was explaining the guild's credo to a group of sticky-fingered children, his hands deep in a heart-shaped... Ooh, that one sounds cool. One of the artificers has hands deep inside a human-shaped automaton. Rummaging through its clockwork innards, he took out a piece of engraved glass and peered at it with a jeweler's loupe. Dashing thing, he cursed in an upper-class English tone. And then he looked up. Oh, hello. I didn't mean to interrupt. What are you doing? I pointed the shard. I didn't mean to interrupt, I said politely. Nonsense, young man. He waved the glass shard dismissively. I'm trying to build an automaton that can cook, you see, but it's not going well. He looked mournful. This one can't even fry a chip. How long have you been trying? I asked. It's been a dream of mine ever since I was a young lad at boarding school. It's why I became an artificer. The wishful tone dropped into horror. The things old Miss Parson could do to a cabbage. The tender stomachs of British youth would be much safer in mechanical hands. Perhaps they should simply hire French cooks. Do you cook yourself? I smiled and laughed. Yeah, let's do French cooks. I said, just a French cook, eh? I stroked his mustache. Thoughtfully, good thought, old chap. Perhaps I'll go and find myself a cook to model my I wished him well in his culinary endeavors. He was at least in the right city to find a cook and return to the center of the expedition, my ears ringing with the bombastic tones of steam and orchestra. My feet were tiring and the hour was growing late. I returned to Monsieur Fogg, who was eating a meal of plain boiled beef. I have no idea how to even say that. I'm not even going to try. Did you enjoy the exposition? My master inquired. As I thought I had been out visiting an aged great aunt. I prefer a hearty meal in English. Yeah, let's do that one. And witness all the wonders the modern world had to offer. Nothing else could possibly impress me now. We're unspeakably lucky to live in an age of invention. Well, let's do the age of invention. It will certainly make it easier to win my wager, Monsieur Fogg replied. I dreamed that night of mechanical wonder and automatons with beautiful enameled faces, knowing little of the strange inventions and stranger people I would soon encounter in my journey around the world. Yay, my... let's go to bed because we'll pass the night here. We took a hotel for the night. We'll be comfortable here, Monsieur Fogg remarked, but traveling overnight will often be more efficient. So we must board the longest journey available. Yeah, let's do that one. Perhaps. He replied, the short answer indicating, I think that one-day journeys might often be more flexible in their timing, could allow for more connections. Still, the surrounds of Hotel Ritz were most enjoyable. I think I still have to wait for the bank. So let's speed it up a little bit. Let's go to the bank. Oh, that's not the bank. Oh. There we go, the banks. Return the bank, opening time to collect our funds, and then we are ready to proceed once more. Let's go. Oh. 3 players? What the? Oh, there we go. Fuck it, we're hiring a second car. Bum 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 bum. Found a member of the Coachmaker Guild to carry us to Amsterdam. She loaded the cases into the back, stroked the boiler, and took off at high speed along the coastal road, swerving around each corner with considerable skill and I think a touch of reckless. Yeah, touch of showmanship. Let's do that. I clung on tight. This would be a terrific ride. Green Jerry can talk. Okay. Cool. I know that one can travel aboard the airship Northern Lights. Ooh, let's do it. No idea, but I do know you can pick up Zeotropes in Canton. Extremely valuable, huh? Once or twice, the metal-rimmed wheels lifted the chassis clear from the road on one side, only bumped down after a chuff and puff more of the engine. We must have topped 40. Perhaps even 50 miles an hour. Oh my god, 50 miles an hour. Fabulous way to travel. The Polish inventor Bolsk, who had first attached a perfectly decent locomotive engine underneath a flimsy wooden crate, was clearly a genius. Such cars were growing in popularity, my friends, if I were not destined to be a valet into the day. Yeah, let's do that. Starting from their uses in farmsteads and extending up. It was said the King of Sweden now drove one. Yeah, fuck yeah. Though presumably only to show solidarity with the beleaguered potato farmers. As we rattled along, I spoke to our driver about what lay ahead and learned that one could travel by the cold wind blows from Prague to Odessa. The evening jackets could earn us well here. Though the people of Amsterdam moved about its canal-side streets with a sense of optimism and good cheer, I felt no pressing need to linger. One look at their buildings tell another story. Our mission left little time for exchanging pleasantries. I found a street peddler who greeted me with a cheerful smile beneath a caterpillar-like mustache. We're going around the world. Yeah, let's do that. I declared. Aha, he replied. You are like the influenza. The peddler reached into his pocket. Buy an apple, £1. I bought it and took it with a smile. What is the cheapest way out of the city? What's the fastest way on from here? Let's go fastest way. I asked. Car, I suppose. The roads are good. The canals used to be better, but now they seem almost out of date, he sighed. It is a curse to be rich in the past. By the time the future rolls around, you are poor again. Maybe you'll be rich again sometime. The rich stay rich. He shrugged, and I began to wonder whether that truism would apply to my master after our journey was done. What is the cheapest way out of the city? I asked. He mused. Most likely the hydrofoil heading north to Norway. He shrugged. It is a fine enough if you don't mind being jolted about. And it's not exactly going around the world unless you don't mind which way. Is it fast? 2 days, I think. I thanked the peddler and moved on. Funds have gone down a bit. Let's go to Berlin. Oh, what did I push? Oh, new routes. I took a few hours to explore and investigate the various options how we may continue our journey. Oh, god damn it. I did not mean to go to the bank. I want to go here. Lost Rembrandt. Oh my god, $7,000 in Munich? Yeah. We're going to Munich, boys. We're gonna make $7,000. Who cares? Who cares about going around the world? I want to thank everybody for joining me again. I know this is not a super exciting game, but who cares? Let's do this. Let's try and get the hell out of here. We're going to Munich, boys. Tomorrow, 10 p.m. Yeah, we're gonna stay the night. Wake up. Cool. Cool. Get the hell out of here. Let's go to Munich, boys. We're gonna make some money. River barge. We boarded a small river barge docked by the canal side. Monsieur Fogg appeared skeptical. Our goal here, remind me, is to circumnavigate the entire globe in less than 3 months. This boat, to me, looks capable of less than walking speed. I assured him we would make swift progress. Perhaps he was right. I waved the boat away. Very good, he replied, accepting the word. The rope was released and we took off from the bank and began our very slowly to pace our way down the river. Oh my god. Munich to Vienna. Vienna to Prague, Zurich. Let's go. Hey, look, we're in Canada. Wow, 5 days, we did not go very far. I am no mechanic, monsieur. Therefore, you... okay, I am no mechanic, monsieur. I protested. You are my gentleman, Monsieur Fogg. Replied, therefore, your purpose is my purpose, and my purpose is to make this boat go faster. He lifted a newspaper from the bunk and carefully opened it. See to it. I opened my mouth and closed again. Please, Mr. And it... Alright, let's... What should we do here, boys? I opened my mouth and closed it again. Yes, that does sound bad. Please, monsieur, I can't achieve miracles, And if it cannot be done, alright, we'll just do that one. I left the cabin, went up the deck. It was certainly true that we must be crawling. We left the channel and joined the Rhine, and working against the current, the boat seemed to barely move at all. I took myself to the front of the boat and did nothing. I went to the pilot. While revealing my purpose might make her uncomfortable as possible, she knew a way to achieve my master's goal. Is there any way to go faster? We can do a little more if you shut the flute on the boiler and keep the steam in. Then we must do that. She shook her head. You can, but after an hour or so, the boiler overheats and the pipes come loose from the paddles, and then you have to wait for it to cool down. So it's only really good for nipping through a closing lock. I decided to try it anyway. I nodded. It seemed my master's wish. Are we gonna try and blow up the boat, pretty much? Or we'll go with my master's which cannot be fulfilled. Well, let's decide to try it anyway. Find the flute and boiler. Took just a moment to flip it shut. The response from the engine was immediately. It began to roar inside with a deep throaty sound, and the boat began to plume through the water. My master would be most pleased. Yeah, look how fast we went. Boom. Uh-oh. Awoke to find we made excellent progress overnight. Monsieur Fogg was overjoyed. He tied his own cravat, even combing his own mustaches. Munich, by this evening, he remarked, a very good outcome. I could not help but bask in his pride. It was a good feeling to know I had performed my duties excellently. It was that moment, of course, that the boiler decided to overheat. The stovepipes blew off the back of the boat, and we slowed to a full halt. To say my master's mood sank would be an understatement. Indeed, his mood veritably plunged into the river beneath us. Where was I? Beneath us, like some kind of worm, and did not emerge at all until evening, when finally the boat began to move once more. He may have seemed imprudent to an outside, but to my eyes his despair was quite transparent. His very whiskers drooped, as if to say, our lives are lived but once. My dear Passepartout, once lived, they cannot be lived again. I attempted to console him with the speculation over the wonderful possibilities that Munich might offer, but his only response was cutting the Orient Express, perhaps. Man, we have not made it very far in 7 days. The barge moved across the steady waters, not too fast and not too slowly, but there was nothing else for us to do, so Monsieur Fogg involved himself with the newspaper, and I passed time studying the appeal of passerbyers. German fashion is a little behind Persian styles, but it has a certain balance of practicality and flourish that I confess to admire. There are certainly more women who have embraced dress reform here than in London. I counted only a tenth in corsets, if that. You're quite the flamboyant type, I see. We moored at the deck close to Munich and closed the remaining miles in the back of the Borscht car. A design much of the same as the boat, but on wheels, still moving at 40 miles an hour. It was a wonderful experience. After a sluggish trip on the water, we arrived in Munich just as the night was falling. Man, we suck. Some of our... Oh, let's sell something. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. We made $7,000. How much is this worth? Apple. Let's take this. Let's see where trains go. Come on. There's gotta be a way to get to Prague from here. Let's see if we can leave. It arrives Thursday. Oh my god, we are so screwed. Man. Now, let's go, Buck. Oh. The Franco-Prussian War had concluded but a year previously, thus my French accent was at disadvantage, thus I flaunted my French accent. Yeah, we're gonna... In the Victor City, I had no interest in coddling others' sensibilities. That is, until the concierge in our hotel quite deliberately dropped a mug of coffee into my lap. Quite a sensible moment for poor Pasteur. I took the man to task. I endured the insult. Ooh, let's spill some Merlot on his shirt. The man stiffened but did not criticize my clumsiness, returning a moment later in fresh whites, carrying a new glass, which somehow he contrived to splash in my face. Yeah, we're gonna do this. I accidentally pushed my steak knife into the man's arm, drawing only a minor amount of blood. A moment later, he had turned about and brought a carafe of water into a sharp contact with my left temple. Wow, we are really getting fucked up here, guys. The spat had gone on long enough. There was nothing to hit him. Let's hit him in the eye. The man fell over and Monsieur Frog rose to his feet with deliberation. I shall retire early, he announced, and returned on his heels, having left behind his roast lamb. The fallen concierge also retired, and I was left to compliment my position amongst the dietitious of once genteel dinner. Oh, man. Across from Munich to Berlin in a patch-up steam carriage, smoke pumped out of the back through a tall iron chimney, leaving a soot-smudged wake which trailed behind us like a flag. Our driver, Christoph, could not stop talking of his father. The countryside was the very definition of bucolic. Let's talk to his father. Who was an engine driver and had just been promoted. The Kaiser has merged all the state railways into the Reich Railway, he told us. We have the most efficient system in all of Europe. Sounds like an excellent option, yes. Christoph grinned. It is. Only be sure to have your ticket. They have a little prison cell in the train station for those who try to jump aboard. Remember, in Berlin, at least a train guard is a direct servant of their country. Okay, we... Berlin to Warsaw. I've been told I know a woman who's on holiday in Sarstin long before the freight. Try Odessa. I don't know, but listen, Odessa's a cool place and no mistake, but now this master, he's quite shy. No. More reserved, I would say. Reserved, shy, afraid, what's the difference? You realize that some buyers will pay well for woolen cloaks from Odessa. Here's something I do know. Oil runs through Sarzin's veins instead of blood. Let's try Belgrade. It's through Vienna. We're on the outskirts of Berlin when a shadow fell over the steam carriage. Christoph Blatch crossed himself, taking his hands from the wheel. I look up, expecting rain. Not knowing what, let's say, expecting, but the sight that greeted me almost defied description. An Ottoman Yike-class airship hung directly above the steam carriage, low enough that I could see, a black pirate flag waving. From the stern, named Canavark. Picked out in gilded letters on the prow. "We're under attack!" The two mechanical claws were dropped off the side of the gondola, their pincers gleaming threat. "Drive, Christoph!" I shouted urgently, but with our suitcases on the roof, there was no way to achieve enough acceleration. "Give it all you have, man," I demanded. Shouting does not improve a mechanism, Christoph. And we were hoisted upwards! Praise were louder and more desperate, but Monsieur Fogg merely looked out of the window as we were hauled up onto the deck of the pirate airship. "We have been abducted, Monsieur. What shall we do? Perhaps we can turn this to our advantage." I suggested to my master in hushed tones, "These pirates have an airship." He glanced at me with cool approval. "We are of the same mind." Two muscular crew members passed us, pulled us out of the carriage and onto the deck, and the red-jacketed woman climbed over the side nimbly. She examined us with dark-eyed intensity before breaking into laughter. "An Englishman, a Frenchman, and a Bavarian," she announced. "It is like the beginning to a terrible joke." "Why have you abducted us? We are no joke. We are no joke," I exclaimed in affront. "Nor is piracy. I behan bit Kasim, and this my ship, the Canavar. I have little interest in you passengers. All I want is a part from your steam carriage's engine." "And what will you do with us? An engine part?" Captain Kasim smiled, spread across her face like an unsheathing blade. What should I do with you?" she asked into the air, stroking her chin in theoretical villainy. "Take us to our destination. Perhaps tea? Who does not like tea?" I suggested it is quite a parching business being abducted. The crew fell into laughter as Captain Kasim shook her head. "Really, you are too precious." I decided to help with the scavenging, try to charm the captain into helping us. Yeah, let's try and charm. Surely she would appreciate the spirit of adventure. Yeah, let's do adventure. Or should we tell her we're traveling around the world, boys? I want your opinion. Can't go wrong with adventure? Yeah. I decided to charm the captain into helping us. Surely she would appreciate the spirit of adventure which had driven our wager. A wager, you say? Her hand slipped into her pocket. I have something that needs to be delivered to the artificers of Süleymaniviri. I have no idea how to say that. In Istanbul. Will you be going in that direction? Indeed we will, I said. Never mind that we had been heading north. Captain seems to weigh up for a moment and then handed me a small carved bead of bright lapis lazuli. I don't know how to say that. Lazuli? Closing my fingers over the treasure. Take this to him. It is important. She sucked into her breath. He will reward you handsomely. Ooh, we are gonna go on an adventure, boys! To Istanbul, it seems like. What do you receive? What do you receive in return? I asked rather cynically. What does it matter? Captain Kasim smiled strangely and added, forgiveness, perhaps? There's such a thing. Ooh, she's in trouble. The rest of the journey was conducted in an uneasy silence. Yeah, let's do interrogation. Discovering that the merchants in Moscow will pay fantastic amounts for absinthe from Budapest. Finally, the Canavar dropped us off a short distance outside Berlin, having no further use. Christoph lamented over the savage remains of a steam carriage. My father is going to be very angry, he sighed. A rather inconvenient method of travel. Let's do that. Being abducted by pirates. Still, we had lost hardly any time at all. My fingers closed over the lady's eye in my pocket. How could I convince my master to journey to Istanbul? No, let's see. Where is Istanbul? Down here? Man, next Friday? Jesus. Okay, well. Well, go to bed. We can't do anything right now. We stayed for the night in the hotel Athlon in Utter Dean Linden, the main boulevard in the central district. From the windows, the Brandenburg Gate was lit by upturned gas lamps. Late night stroll? Yeah, let's do a late night stroll along the adventures past groups of people drinking. Ooh, ladies. I sat down beside a pair of ladies who were each trying to outdrink the other. We're gonna join them. Foolhardy move for one accustomed to the Petit Cognac and not the Grand Pate. But I returned to Monsieur and a somewhat less than steady state. So I discovered that you could pick up Viking drinking horns. Interesting. Hold on. Oh shit. Berlin, they tell me, was once filled with the glorious sounds of people speaking French. Not so much, not so anymore. Now there's nothing but the crashing of gears. Every street corner is equipped with rotaries and wheeled systems. Spin glass globes this way and that. Their purpose is quite unclear, but I noticed people walking past when I investigated one. By throwing my shoe at it? What? Clambering up the pole. Are we gonna climb the pole? Or are we throwing our shoes at it? Always climb poles. Using my acrobatic training, much to my master's horror, I found it was a solid crystal sphere with no openings and nothing inside. The mystery persisted until nightfall when these globes all lit up and the people of Berlin clustered around the warmth of the globes to drink beer and converse. It seems they work hard here, but they celebrate with equal vigor. Let's join the merriment, enjoying ourselves the offer of a lift all the way to request from a stocky blonde man who spoke only in dour monosyllables. I sipped at a mug of beer with a thick head and recoiled in horror. These fiends put wheat in their beer. What? That's how you make beer. What? That's true. Master is just salty. The afternoon turned evening. We finished our explorations of Berlin. I don't think we need these. Let's buy that. Hey, Houston. Dude, we are never gonna make it around the... At the rate we're going, we're 10 days in, we're only in Berlin. Let's try and get the fuck out of here. We want to get to Istanbul, let's... Seriously, why the fuck is everything... Man, I don't want to fucking stay in Berlin. Oh. Let's try going. That arrives Monday? What? Okay. Well, we're staying another day in fucking Berlin, it looks like. Jesus. Let's polish some shoes. What? Oh. Oh, I made some money. Look at that. We found our German friend the next morning polishing his car outside the hotel. Pistons are sparkling, he remarked, showing us his handiwork, and I couldn't only agree. We got in the back and he started the engine, feeding in oil. The car seemed different from the bolsters we had seen up to now. German made, our driver insisted. I peered at it more closely. It seemed a few improvements had been made to the design. Their own handiwork? I asked, and the man nodded. My name is Goblik Demir. I have no idea how to say it. This is my pride and joy. Though there are still details I'm not happy with. He chewed his mustache in thought as he drove. What in particular? Began to think and he trailed off. That it has too many wheels. What? How does a car have too many wheels? Monsieur Fogg did not take much note of the car and consulted his watch every few minutes. He was, I think, counting each revolution of the wheels and computing our speed. Prague to Odessa. On the subject of airships, I heard the Bangalore can be reached from Novigo. Odessa to Istanbul. Ooh, hydrofoil. But tell me, one day I will fit a music box to the car powered by the motion. Ingenious. I have even better ideas. Imagine a machine that makes coffee from the engine heat itself. Istanbul. Do tell me Istanbul is the only city in the world to straddle 2 continents. Let's go here. Yes. Can be reached from Istanbul by public carriage, but the journey is a tiring one. Let's talk about Baghdad. You realize that some buyers will pay. Man, everyone wants woolen stuff from Baghdad. Or... Man, dude, weird. I have no idea how the fuck we're gonna get across the world. 2 gentlemen do not keep their eyes open. I have no idea. By midday, we reached Prague and waved our driver farewell. The Russian-German set. Cold climate. Man, I don't like any of this stuff, but we're gonna buy seasickness pills. So we're going on a hydrofoil. Oh, we could sell this. We'll buy playing cards because you guys wanted some playing cards. And a hat. We'll buy a hat. Why not? We're gonna be Russian hat. A game of Whisk later, I think. Let's see if we can go anywhere. Arrives Monday. Are you kidding me? Can we go to Vienna? Can we go to Budapest? Can we go anywhere? What the hell? Why can't we go anywhere? This place sucks. Staying beneath the astronomical clock in Prague bustling square, it was easy to believe we were standing in the center of a town of great artificers, all engaged in creating wondrous works of mechanical marvels. But of course, the clock was built a long time ago by more ancient and far wiser artificers than those in the employ of the Austro-Hungary Emperor. Sheriff Fogg glanced at his pocket watch, then back at the great dial, and gave a gentle snort. Something is wrong, I asked. You may say that, he replied with an expression of what it was its satisfaction on his usually mobile face. The clock is 3 seconds slow. This country is in the grip of the past, I answered, but Monsieur Fogg demurred with surprising equanimity. Not so, Monsieur. This is merely a prest, but I am sure one day Her August Majesty Queen Victoria will hold sway here as well. The Queen! He gestured away down a narrow, winding alleyway towards our hotel. Come. Rather than leave immediately, we took some time to browse more than one airship. The hilltops. I shouldn't have done that. Oh, crossing the Charles Bridge, we met a woman with an airship crew cap. Let's ask about her flight. She believes I am no airway. She admitted, but my beloved is. And there he is. There he goes. All the way to Cairo aboard one of the buzzards. Pointing up, she saw a gilded airship crashing to Cairo, you say. The Emperor's own sponsored line, they say he travels aboard incognito. Her eyebrows twitch. My beloved will work a few months, and then we will have enough to get married. Congratulations, I told her. She smiled and returned to tossing pebbles and... Whoa. Oh, goddamn it. So, can we fucking... Dude, seriously? Like... Alright, we're... Ooh. Yes. Let's go. Cold wind blows. Our Ottoman airship landed quickly and was soon back in the air. Its captain clearly not wanting to spend a second more than was necessary on flying, so we found our seats. Yeah. Close our eyes to rest. Ooh, Odessa to Istanbul, subject bush. Okay, let's... Sophie. No idea, but now it's named after the half-sister of Alexander the Great. You heard that some buyers will pay... Dude, goddamn, everyone wants woolen stuff. Who cares about woolen stuff? Excuse me, Estimania, are you heading into Russia? I hope not. From Odessa towards Novisky and India, then he nodded. It is a slow road. You've traveled that way? The man shook his head. I've never before left Prague. He gulped nervously. I cannot say I like it. So it makes you travel now. The man shook his head. I have to get away from Prague, everything that reminds me of her. For a moment, a shadow as dark as a cloud passed over. Oh, he lost somebody. Someone was taken from me. You are sure you will not go to... It's not impossible, I agree. My brother lives in Irkutsk. It is a horrible little town, but should you go through, perhaps you might find him. How might I find him? He is the harbor master. He is a very recognizable hat. And do you have a message for him? Not as such, but if you see him, perhaps you might stick a blade between his ribs. Wow, okay. That escalated very, very quickly. Like, he's like, hey, you going to Russia? You want to find my brother for me? And then will you stab a blade into his fucking ribs? Seems a little bit extreme. I stayed clear of the bloodthirsty gentleman of Prague, and instead playing Find the Lady, waiting on my master's knees. Let's do some eavesdropping. Discovering from a charming Mongolian soldier trained to the Ascart. I have no idea how to say some of these names. Take a mere 2 days to reach the Caspian Sea. Ooh, that might be good. Towards the evening, we settled down to Odessa. A set of false teeth. What? Wow, that's worth $5,000 in Moscow? Jesus. I just want to buy this. That's what I want to buy. I'm going to buy a suitcase. And then close that. And then we'll sell it. Yeah, we really did not make a very efficient route here, boys. We went down, up, over. Hey, I at least met my goal for today. I wanted 10 people in chat, and there's 10 people. That's pretty cool. Wow, this is discovering a lot of routes. Oh, I can't sell it. That's lame. Alright, let's try and get to... Arrives Tuesday! Oh, we're negotiating that. Oh, oh, it arrives tomorrow for 4. Wow, okay. Well, that sucks. But at least it's not Tuesday. We arrived in Odessa in the company of a cold spell and shivered our way through the wide streets. It were not for the signs of Russian dominance. Yeah, let's do that. Our hostel lay at the top of an enormous staircase on which we found several locals sitting and talking, sipping from shared carafes of clear liquid that I do not believe was water. The mood was pensive. Yeah, let's gloom celebration. We are now presentable. Look at that. Let's get to Istanbul. Oh, luggage. We're gonna sell that. We don't need that. Yeah. Whee! Bought a ticket for the hydrofoil, but as we approached it, I began to lose confidence. The thing looked like no ship I'd ever seen, and more like a floating dinner plate built from tinfoil and meshed aluminum bar. The design was Enrico Florlanini, who had defected from Italy and now lived in the pleasures of the Ottomans. The grizzled type invited us aboard, which I found easy enough. For my balance is excellent, but poor monsieur had a rather more ungently experience. Lifted up and handed to a burly sailor as though he were a sack of grain. Found our seats along the perimeter of the craft and then turned on the engines. It's noisy, shouted the grizzled man who had leapt aboard with the painter in his hand. But fast. I closed my eyes and did not see the moment to take off. But when I peeked a few seconds later, we were levitating across the mirror glass surface of the Black Sea. Just have to shout over the engines. Mentioned cars, I've been told one can travel. Oh, Tehran. Did you realize that? Interesting. We don't have anything like that. Hey, we just... let's play cards. Let's talk about travel. Persian Baynor class airships are the fastest in the sky. Man, everyone wants woolen cloaks. Man, and I don't have any. I don't know where to get them. I want one. Man, we are... Why am I discovering things in Winnipeg? Man, this route is not very efficient. The vessel did not actually levitate, of course, it sat on the surface of the water. With the engine submerged on the legs that caused the craft to lift up, the arrangement allowed us to gain quite incredible speeds and leave barely any wake. I enjoyed the ride thoroughly. The sheer fog, on the other hand, felt quite the worst for wear. I piled my master and myself with stomach medicine, dulling the edge of our comfort. Oh, he just decreased slightly. Okay. So I have this thing. I want to know what. I have this eye. We're in Istanbul. Ooh. I woke this morning in the silks of an Ottoman harem girl, boys. Woo! We are in a harem. Worst yet, I was in the forbidden woman's apartment. Awesome. Awesome. It came back to me all too clearly. I have no... Yeah, we're gonna figure out. A shuttered, noisy Armenian tavern. Many cups of Rocky. An unexpected potent local liquor. A smiling Greek merchant telling me of the incompatible mosaics of the harem. Yes, boys, we are in a harem. Of Topkapi Palace, home of the wise and coal-eyed concubines of the Sultan. But men are forbidden in the harem, he warned, on pain of death. Oh yeah, we're taking his words as a challenge. I shall enter the harem, I shouted. I am given to making rash declarations when in my cups a trait assuredly inherited from my mom's side. I bartered for a costume, reasoning that I could disguise myself as a repairwoman. Yes, we were going cross-dressing. I bartered for a costume, reasoning that I could disguise myself as a repairwoman and stride right through the front doors of the palace. I claimed I had been summoned to see a faulty steam valve in one of the harem's many ornate, luxurious baths. Yeah, we're doing that. And was let in with minimal fuss. Seems that even sultans and their wives are servants to the vagaries of plumbing. I was unable to escape the same way, however. A lady blocked my path, demanding my costume in return for hers. Madame, I will be killed if I am found here. I did exactly as she told. I tried to reason with her. Let's do reason. But considering our position, she held all the better hand. Soon she was the repair woman, while I was a lady the guards did not recognize or care about, and together we walked out through the front door. No, she disappeared. He looked up and blushed a most violent shade of red as he took in my attire, setting his cups down with uncharacteristic force. I gave my master no explanation of my attire. And he proceeded to draw no further attention to it. Oh no. The harem silk should fetch a good price in Holly. Oh shit, we just discovered a fuck ton of routes. I found myself in the historic quarter of a Sultan head up in the shadow of the glorious minarets of the Blue Mosque. I had some hours before I had to return to Monsieur Fogg. I was finding myself attracting some entertaining attention in my flashing silks. Oh, let's make my way into the Grand Bazaars, a covered market holding thousands upon thousands of stalls divided into streets of vendors selling everything from Turkish leather slippers to dried fruit and nuts stacked in precarious pyramids. The vendors called out in every language known to man, I wager some entirely invented. Yeah, we're going into the throng. My senses overwhelmed by the calls of the vendors and the aromas of cinnamon and mint. From one man's stall, I picked up a worked silver dagger. Ah, the Balkan Hanjar, with watered steel blade. A formidable choice, mademoiselle. A ceremonial item, although, and he winked, it may have practical uses for a beautiful lady such as yourself. I smiled at him. And he offered me the dagger for 60 pounds. You know what? We're gonna buy the dagger. Accepted my money with a wide smile, packing up my new Kanjar without. We're gonna explore the city further. Ooh, bright. Alright, where should we go, boys? Historical palaces or the bright marbled mosaic or mosques? Ooh, mob gathering on the street. Had a keen sense for a riot. Let's ask somebody about their grievances. We are protesting against the Sultan's so-called modernization. Ooh. A young medical student told me breathlessly. A worthy cause, I declared. Indeed. What a modern institution without liberty. The time of absolute monarchy is over, sister. I pulled my veil ever more securely around my face as the crowd surged forward, shouting slogans in Arabic and English and even some well-worn phrases stolen directly from the French Revolution. I spotted an empty side street and took my chance ducking in and waiting till the crowd passed, but I was soon not alone, and a student had followed my lead. You should be protesting. Oh, we're pulling the dagger, boys! And thrust it out in front of me. I warn you, come no closer, young man. He raised his hand. I mean you no harm, sister. Please. But if you will only listen, I think you will see our cause is just. I let him lead the way. Yeah, let's do it. And soon enough, we were sitting in a nearby cafe thronged with young, modern-minded men and women sipping tea and tipping coffee and discussing politics. I was still wearing the silk, so performed a complex negotiation between the veil and a coffee cup. Yeah, let's do that. Istanbul is not safe for those who seek liberty, he told me. I am escaping to Beirut tonight by hot air balloon. The pilot is sympathetic to our cause. You would be welcome to join us, sister. I asked him how long the journey would take, and he nodded. 2 or 3 days, I think, depending on the wind. I told him I would consider it before taking my leave. Your funds have gone down, sir. It is a very long route. Okay. Didn't I have to go to Istanbul and not Izmir for this damn thing? I don't remember. What the hell? Thursday, arrives tomorrow, arrives. God damn, dude, this is. Like, everything is leaving, like. I am in Istanbul. I was supposed to. Okay. Yeah, well. I want to deliver this thing. I lost a purse. To help find whom I learned that you can pick up stopwatches. Sure. I think. Turned, she laughed. And what about her affairs? Okay, I fucked up. Somehow I couldn't deliver this. I don't know why I can't deliver this thing, but we're going here. Oh, we messed up, didn't we? Yeah. We could have left. Oh, we can embark now. Oh, screw that. We're gonna buy hire more luggage. Gigantic iron horse reared from the prow of the Istanbul-Tehran Express, billowing gouts of steam from its nostrils. The Khmer Taj was distinctly Ottoman in design, but where even the most luxurious European trains sacrifice weight for efficiency, it was a matter of some pride that the Khmer Taj engine used a carefully guarded new Persian design, supposedly capable of achieving a top speed of 75 miles per hour. Truly, we are in an age of wonder, unimaginable to our ancestors. Ever since I came into Monsieur Fogg's employment, I had experienced more than my share of marvels, and as the Taj pulled out of the station, I resolved to savor each and every one. Let's take care of our guy. The first day was short because of our evening departure, so we had just about enough time to secure a compartment and observe our fellow passengers. A thick-set janissary from the Turkish Guard and a striking red-headed woman who traveled without a veil. Both were settled into their seats, eyes closed, and so did not appear to open a conversation. Thus I... Ooh. We'll just let him be. These are just random things. I have no idea where any of these places go. Another long day in the foggish calm beckoning, I fell into conversation with the unveiled red-headed woman, eager to talk of engines and gauges and driver dynamic. She told me her name was Ksenia Petrovna Volkova. I asked her how she knew so much about locomotives. Oh, I am a scholar of many things. She smiled elusively and gave me a challenging look. Do you truly believe the Persians have a revolutionary new engine? I think they would like us to believe, I said. It all seems very political, does not? Ksenia lifted one eyebrow. Everything is political, she told me. Seriously, before talk shifted to lighter matters. Oh no, The Taj stopped for 5 hours at the Iranian border while various uniformed inspectors scrutinized our papers and peered into our faces. Interesting, Ksenia was nowhere to be found. During the bureaucratic inspection, only reappeared in our compartment as the Taj started to pull away. Interesting, Ksenia, what are you doing? I kept watch on Ksenia, who excused herself to the coup. After a look at her pocket watch, I followed her. Despite Monsieur's raise my curiosity, I admit overrode my politeness, but midi, I don't know how to say that in French. When I arrived, the conveniences were empty. My suspicions confirmed, I went searching. The Taj bristled with uniforms who grew more unfriendly as I approached the front of the train. I saw a flash of red outside. My shock, Ksenia was hanging from the side of the train. She looked up at me through wind goggles and lifted an arm to wave, and I saw her hand was covered in a twisting metal gauntlet. Covered in rubber suction cups, much like those on a squid. As I watched, she determinedly began to sucker her way towards the engine. I was confounded but impressed by her mad daring and stumbled back to my compartment in daze. It was at least an hour before Ksenia appeared, cheeks ruddy but otherwise not a hair out of place. You look flushed, madame, I remarked. Oh, you flatter me, monsieur, she returned with all the vapidity of a country debutante. Ah, yes, I tried valiantly to penetrate her laughing facade, but all too soon the Taj pulled into Tehran station. Unsurprisingly, the red-haired adventuress had disappeared by the time I gathered up our bags, but by then I was too entranced by the sights and smells. Yeah. Say that the capital of the Persian Empire as modern would be to deny the unparalleled glory of its ancient monuments and palaces. Yet, Beador-class airships hummed in the sky. Yeah, let's do that one. Like scimitar moons, like Jar, I don't know how to say that, Shahs ruled over an empire almost constantly at war. Has allowed the city to prosper despite border disputes with Russia and British India. It's a garden of art protected from the skirmishes along its borders. It sat in the cafes with poets as they dueled each other with words and competed for patronage. Okay, well, looks like that was I set out engineers and found them in chemistry. They took turns. Is that a device? They smiled and one lifted the shard, turning it this way and that in the gaslight. This automatronic brain, or will be once it's complete. Cool. Their brains are crafted by hand. How else would it be done? A woman laughed in reply. This is true skill. A young bearded man is all fine work. We've had those here in Persia for many years now. You have not shared that secret. He said in Tehran you were the best engravers. I am pleased you knew. Someone furthering called to the Shah's side. I don't know what that's. We all raised our cups in some wag. Fuck is this? Oh, it's an airship. It made regular high-speed runs back and forth between. I noticed a well-known. Sure, my seat was next to him. could have bought that too. Wow, that's a really fucking fast thing. Grizzled sort wearing a beautiful jacket strapped across a wide belly with fine cummerbund. You are very smartly dressed, sir, I remarked. And what sort of ambassador is not? Demanded George, struck out a thick hand. Yushin Khan, newly appointed ambassador of Persia to the United Kingdom, at your service, sir. Answered, I am mere valet. He smiled. You are a good valet, then you are worthy of my respect. If you are a bad, then I will want to be on your good side so you do not pick my pockets. And he barked a huge laugh and continued to chortle as he turned away to look out of the window at the rocky desert below. And nothing more out of him, and we landed soon. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here. That sells for a lot. That does nothing. Ooh. It's Wednesday, man. Let's accept a great tyranny. Game of dominoes. Indeed, walked away with the table with a literature. Sweet. And a new set of dominoes in my possession. Nice. Uh-oh, something is amiss. Or something about the crew. It's just they were not all sound of mind, or even in some case of body. Please pay no attention to my little family, the captain whispered. They are fine sailors. Truly they are. As he spoke, he rubbed his hands together as though endlessly cleaning off blood. We did our best to ignore him. First day passed innocently. The crew. There's some secret. To my mind, a little more on edge than usual, but it was probably due to the lack of decently down feathered pillows. We spent the day in our cabin, enjoying the view. Kept an eye on the crew. I engaged one. A couple decks of hands found in despair. And to my despair, that despite being the better player that won consistently, leaving me somewhat out of pocket. Seemed the boat screwed by cheaters. After a few games, I threw in the towel and challenged them on the matter. It's been a pleasure. My master was quite right. They did all share the same nose. They were quite literally his little family. Interesting. Oh man, he took a beating. Ooh, that's not good. Does anything sell well here? I spent a few hours in exploration, learning the ways in which we would go. Let's see. Arrives Friday. Arrives Monday. Jesus. What the hell? Come on. Hey man, thanks for joining. The undisputed sovereign of the airship travel and Kerchak is brightly. Ezra is my maiden name. Ezra is, I told her to be. Yeah, I can help you, but where is it you want to go? Delhi, where should we? We're going around the world. No, that didn't help. Oh, can I go? Airship. We made the short hop from Karachi to Delhi aboard the Amula. Oh, let's see. Best passenger seat. The sweetener. The fisherman liked the river. She gave me my ship. She gave me my freedom. I need her. I really need to. Oh, let's see. Let's try here. Before we could see the trains popping out. Overtook them immediately. For the movement of heavy matter, largely unimportant. Perhaps in the future the trains would ship the coal and the airships fly the passengers. That made some sense. The miles sped way below us. Oh man, dude, my guy is getting beat the shit up. I'm gonna take care of him real quick before we land. Enjoy Delhi. Cute. I don't work for the Raj anymore. She said, "Now kindly leave." Put a request on more firstly. She took me for English. We were conversing in the gardens of Jantar Matar, a park containing a grand collection of artifacts. I'm guiding these worthless tourists around a historical monument for which I receive my salary. You are hindering me in my performance of my duties. You are no longer an inventor? I am a tour guide now, but you are brilliant, said. Don't you miss it? Look around you. Look around you. You stand in the city that has seen 100 kings, 1,000. These instruments were built by a once great empire, now destroyed, as the Raj and all its devices will be in time. One day tourists will look at my atomics behind the glass of a museum. Anything you can do to assist us. We're doing what? Why? For science. It is hardly say. I'm sure there's a hip flask that has gone around the world before. We aim to do it in and so we come to the point where you wish me to lend you the fastest. Does such a craft exist? There's one craft that was built but never put in. It's small and light. It could take you as far as Hong Kong. Inside 3 days. Would that interest you? Absolutely. I'll be yours for one flight for maybe 10,000 pounds. Why are we gonna make such a deal? I wish you and your master well. Damn. 10,000 pounds to get to Hong Kong, which is wow. Oh. Yeah. Yay. Yeah, that's what we plan on doing, buddy. Whoa. I don't want to go down there, I want to go here. Yeah, let's go. time taking a beating on them. We had our palanquin for the journey and clambered aboard. As we left Ellie, I thought one last time about purposes had never existed. I could only hope. Man, maybe I should have done that. That would have been awesome. But that was an achievement. Arg came into view and tossed aside any remembrance of my journey upon the ancient Grand Truck Road of the Taj Mahal. Oh, I had heard rumors, of course, but the truth of the vast walking city perched high atop its pillar like mechanical, it left me with only one question. What would it feel like when it walked? Might as well buy that. Was itself a wonder. I wish to build a monument to his great love, Mumtaz. A fitting monument to a great love, one that my Frenchman's heart could not disapprove. Her sovereignty was a contested matter. British had laid claim to her, but she passed through independent territories on her, no idea how to say, peregrinations. Her power source was an endearing mystery. Claim to own a city which moves from place to place. I'm just glad she works. I would not chain such a marvel. Boom. While the sound still echoed in my ears, the city lurched beneath me. City, walking city. Nice. Truth be told, the sound was more difficult to accustom to myself than Arga's multi-joint gait. I looked over the side. I felt like a giant. The earth seemed to unroll itself for my inspection. Thankfully, the moment passed quickly, but I did not soon return to the railing. Man thought. Yeah, man, my fucking guy hates me. A photographer had set up a booth on the lawn and was doing a brisk trade, taking varied types of families posing. His hands were stained. It was so quick. He glanced over. I agreed and then glanced at Mustard before I invited him to join me in the picture. I think not, he said. I am quite against the notion of having one's likeness reproduced. Thus rebuffed, I posed alone as it was a blinding shot, a handsome article. My smile bloomed. I tucked the Nice. I have a picture. Taking a small digestive walk after when I saw a young lady in yellow lens goggles pitch herself over the outer railings. I leapt across the deck immediately and tangled myself in some coils of rope which toppled me onto the railing in a cursing, unceremonious leap. I peered over, bracing myself, sick with morbid curiosity, but only see her waving at me cheerfully, suspended from the railing by a length of thick hemp rope knotted about her waist. I waved back. The woman sought me out at luncheon. By the time I bowed. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. She laughed and surprised me. Your manners are very fancy. I invited her to sit with me. As was only polite, she shook her head. I don't eat up here, she promised. Before glancing at me with a bright mission. We are a city of many levels. The real Arga is below the decks. I'll take you down tomorrow if you want to see more. Ooh. Of course, I stayed away. I went below the decks. I'm a man who cannot resist a challenge. Diet told me of some of the history and layouts as we descended. I followed. Guide raised her. Sounds of engine was vibrating through. There was no one about. I was set by a sudden thought that she had brought me here to an empty spot around me, and then she opened a pair of carved doors. A flurry of people. She opened. Welcome to the lower sea. I blinked my eyes against. We had come to a township built within the echoing bellows of the ship, complete with shops and residences, even children playing games on the street. The killer of a unknown figure and introduced me to her fellow lower city folks with great pride. Almost everyone wore tool belts and yellow lens goggles. So what do you think of my home, Frenchman? It is fantastic. A hidden world. I declared I would not have dreamed such a place existed beneath the parks of the upper deck. The truth is, I think all cities have a below deck, my friend. Arga is just one. All too soon, the sound of the bells. There was something hinted in her tone. I thought she smiled weakly. Don't worry, Hiroshima. I'm not going to eat you. Before I could finish my thought, the bells rang out. The room around me exploded into controlled chaos. Steam exploded. The floor rocked. Pulled enormous. Steam exploded from the valves. The floor rocked right and back. Pulled enormous levers. The city lurched to a halt, and the great city. They arrived and never seen Dala again. Oh. Cowboy boots. Calcutta was an industrial city which had built its wealth on opium, textiles, and indigo, but that was not to say it was uncultured. Should I pass for all throng with affluent babooses and Benenjis, discussing poetry, literature, and the sticky subject of Indian independence. It seemed natural. It should be loudly shouted down by several pro-British voices, who in turn were shouted down by those fervently in favor of self-rule. There will be trouble soon. Several voices agreed, but then several disagreed. It seemed there was no clear answer to be had. Friday. In the last light of the evening, afford my master. Ooh, wow, he's getting beat up. Let's do that. Can't let him get beat up that much. The SS Thunder. Smokestacks barely had time to steam off their morning dew before we were approaching. Made a full stop. We disembarked. Made our way into town. Ooh. Rifle. Just to have it. Yeah. Chittagong had been under British control for over 100 years, but I still felt a hostility of the Bengalis. I remember ignored their ill-tempered detective that was almost universally adapted amongst colonial administrators and officers. It was an odd sensation to be hated so impersonally, and so I took pains, pretended calm indifference. We've been instructed to visit the visa office. Taking along Grand Trunk Road. A thunderous explosion rocked the city in the west. The streets flooded with soldiers and civilians rolling. Uh-oh. Not wanting to be involved, judging it's safer to return. We're fixed on the spiral of smoke, which seems to be at the center. On the roof of a man at pristine wing. The people around me began to scream. There spread 100 of white leaflets fell from the sky. I looked up for the source. In the strange rain saw a fleet of riders throwing leaflets atop golden-bodied, eagle-like Garuda. It seems revolutionaries had effectively cut. We were trapped in a city which would, I fear, soon be ablaze. Good thing I bought a gun! Let's see if we can get the fuck out of here. Okay, can't go there. Might arrive tomorrow. Ooh. Okay, people. We have a good one going on. Should we guard the door? Nah, let's go out exploring. We got a gun. The streets were in chaos. I saw a young man pick. I watched an officer draw his revolver and shot the boy who was bending down to pick up his spectacle. The boy's mother and sister screamed and the crowd erupted. I saw nothing but a screaming woman's agony as she clutched the boy's ruined face to her scary. He was thrown to the ground. I looked up and saw a man in a white Cuda about to bring the butt of an antique-looking matchlock rifle down on the unprotected neck of a British soldier. There was a second sharp cry to my left. Ooh, left forward. There was a sharp second, and a bloody Bing was deceased. Time seemed. I shoved the Bing out of my way. I saved the by knocking him aside. He rolled with natural athletic, and while I was still untangling my limbs, he managed to stagger his feet, shoot his assailant in the stomach. It was unbelievably gruesome. I was ready to admit that I may never eat rare steak again. I was about the shoulder and pulling my foot. No time to daydream, boyo, he advised in a little Welsh accent. He shoved through the crowd with little violence. Stay close. As a repayment for saving his life, the soldier who introduced himself as Llewyn escorted me back to my lodgings. Looks like you're going to be here for a while, he remarked. But we must travel. We must leave in a hurry, are you? My regiment's lighting out for the Impala. I suppose you can come with us if you are in. I thanked him profusely, though I had left. I don't know. What? Let's go here. Military airship. Wow. True to his word, I'd secured the berth. Do you know that this is military, don't you? A fine airship it is. Whoever squeezed the missile soldiers seemed to regard us as subject. He sarged one of them. Why are we hauling civilians? Settled into a seat because I said so, Mason. Now shut your mouth. It's not the most comfortable. I found myself soothed by their banter. Stay out of trouble, my friend. Don't be a hero. Oh, we're definitely gonna try and be a hero, boys. We're definitely gonna try and be a hero. News of the bloody uprising. A man named Captain Calmers. I'm looking for trustworthy. You barely know us, sir. I can tell you are polka caps just by looking. You two are English, aren't you? We're close enough. I'd have you at my back rather than the local levies anytime. He sees, but for Queen and country, Mr. Fogg, will you turn from your duty? From those words sealed our fate. Mr. Fogg drew himself up, gave the officer, and indeed, we will join you. I agreed eagerly. We're going to war, boys. We're going to war. It would be an adventure. It would be an adventure. A hunt through the hills, worthy of telling my grandchildren. Good chap, good chap. For the sake of the wager, at least, I hope. His words. Holy fuck, where? Oh, fuck. Oh my god, we're not making time at all. On the way, rifleman, we are going to find this revolutionary chap in the hills. You mark my word, I smiled. The rifleman who carried our chunks. Might as well take... We were slow going through the wooden hills. Brief and simple by comparison. For the last 32 days, still I gathered much interest in it. I was the focus of the men's attention return. Knowing this is a solid English platoon, remark we are in safe hands. Danny, I thought I heard something up ahead. Go have a quick deku, will you? Which one is Danny? Oh, what? Can't pronounce their blasted long names, so I just give them new ones when they come under my command. He certainly had an interesting style of command, did Captain Calmers. Despite his efforts and various forays into the brush, we found not even the smallest sign of revolutionary. Oh man, my guy is getting beat to shit. I can tell you. And paid the man a hefty sum before squeezing every drop of information out. He told us that the revolution was at this very moment hiding in the trailer zone in Golgot. We lost time, we rode into the town, rifles cocked and dragged from his hiding. The informant's wife screamed and spat. I restrained her as gently as I could. Gave a great shout from behind me. Had used the strength to try to escape. Seize the bloody fool! I was rather thwarted by my... There was no point in the rifle caught with ease and bound him in. Well, blasted done, we've... No one deserves this. I will never tell you, she replied. She kicked the bag of coins away from the feet before she closed the door. The bag opened and spilled. Thought her grave feared her. Thought her grave. Almost unbearably so, and she did not even bother to lie about her unmasked contempt for us. We have what we came for. Right now. Oh man, he is really An eagle-like flying automaton the size of a small airship. Spin by the crew. Avian beat its wings and rose up into the sky. Thankfully, we were sleeping. Man, I have made... We are 40 days in. We're not gonna make it, probably. Pursuing the said crew must be spent outside, be rudely looking in upon an opportunity which inverted canopy of pale blue silk. Are you making a sail? No. Doesn't like airships like and the like. The Chinese are likely to try and shoot us down if they spot us. They must notice when we land. Keratin, I called her. Tried to convince me to come out of the wings with her. I stepped beside. Of the engine through the metal and the wind whipped into my eyes. What had possessed me to agree and left? Of course I had done it to impress a girl. Apparently I'm doomed never to learn my lessons when it comes to my pride. Still, I cannot pretend I regret them. Hot and flustered. Keratin's 13 factories had once been the only Chinese port which traded with foreigners. The city had grown opium rich and impossibly lush within the Second Opium War. The second current was a rotting corpse. It was still lovely, but it was the faded beauty of decline. They lodged in the barbarian settlements, as the local termed them. French, Vietnamese troops guarding the French bridge, uniformed sheiks guarding the British bridge. It does me good to hear my mother's tongue. Does it? They seem singularly impressed. My appeal to them as countrymen, then again Frenchmen, were probably 10 a penny in the can't. Why is the bridge being guarded? It seems an odd state of affairs that traders and merchantmen would need an island apart from the locals for us to push in where we're so unwell. It's foolish for the Chinese versus the future. What was the sign of the times? Yeah, we're going to Hong Kong, boys. Oh, wait, I can buy something. I'm gonna buy it. It sells so much, so well. on to Hong Kong. Even though it was only 80 miles from Canton to Hong Kong, passage we were told would still take all day. Aboard a wobbly pair of steam bikes, driven by a pair of boys, and bouncing on an incredible saddle, listening to our driver's endless chatter at the scene. 20 pounds sent him on his way. No, no, no. Oh, fine. I know this. Okay. Ooh. That would rise tomorrow. Looks like I was looking over a bolt of bright red Chinese soap when a man accosted me. The man had a mustache so fine, so luxuriant, so well tended that I briefly lost the power of speech. I watched him memorizing it as it quivered with every word of introduction. Seems his name was Fix. He offered me a drink. Given that I had a few hours to spare, he led me to a dimly sour-faced woman, praised several tables, food couch with men, various stages. It's an opium den. The gin is good, he told me, and orders a bottle. It was thin and sharp, but listen, I'm a police sent from not high, but he presented me. This commissioner seemed all. You have been duped. He resumed, Mr. Faulkner, as a pretext. Last September, a robbery of £55,000 was committed at the Bank of England by a person whose description answered exactly that of Mr. That surely cannot be. You know scarcely anything of your master. You went into his service the day he departed on the so-called, carrying little but a large quantity of banknotes. He's too gallant to be a thief. Thieves are frequently gallant. He cannot cause of charisma. I have not met him. I only know that the Scotland have sent me out here to capture this folk. I could arrest you as his compliance. I have done nothing wrong. Then you must help me. Pressed a pipe into his hand and thinkfully lifted it to my mouth. Before dashing it away, this opium pipe I accuse. Dare you, sir? You will regret this. train left Hong Kong. Wait, never see daylight. I was flying through the earth. I keep a careful watch. Nothing. I do need to go to Port Moresby. Beijing to Salt Lake City? That would be cool if I could get to Salt Lake City from Beijing. That would save me a fuck ton of time, probably. Tell you that you might want to know perhaps if you could pick up a magnifying glass in Beijing, sell it for some profit. Cool. Nice to have. San Francisco. Come on, there's gotta be a way out of Beijing. There we go. Oh, Jesus, I don't want to go to fucking Alaska. Alright, let's see. Perch on the table. Catch the famous Viagra. I was told it was an ancient tradition. Operates off, my friends. It was a thing of great beauty. The guests were of Manchu court official. It clearly believed us to be spies or troublemakers. I slipped away from our host with Bexy. Rehearsing now, but come with me. She took me through where flesh and blood actors across. In small places with his companions prove no single actor is fair, but if we teach them of our perfect justice, our most prized ability, and perhaps these sushi will achieve true perfection. Do you not resent them? How long did it take? More than a lifetime. The performers you saw tonight are 100 years old, and they have eternity. Saw the poison rotted the heart and wondered how I should have taken care of Monsieur. I shot a Chinese junk with blowing patterns. Captain Zhao made a small gesture with his right hand as if waving away. In peacetime we do. It's not a surprising response. Spent the first day aboard. Eavesdropping. Cheers to say interesting. It is out of date, the Shinpo print. The big one I have with that. It's the most interesting story is campaigning against employment of young women in opium bars and French concession. They should campaign against the opium bars altogether. I'm surprised to hear foreigners. It's kind of semi-take. Nice. Between the busy junks, I'd keep an eye on it. Vladivostok. Nice. Hastily constructed set below buildings. A young female who side is the railways. If you fear now how close Moscow has become. Well, look at what Moscow has done to Siberia. She turned away from me. Britain and France have their empires in Indochina, and the Tsar is looking eastward as well. After all, on a clear day, you can almost see the shores of Japan from here. A sobering thought. An imposing imperial officer accosted me in reception, subjected me to a thorough search. I objected strongly, threw me to the floor, and suddenly she went through my cases and my pockets anyway, removed my blood bottle without so much as, "I will have you arrested," he said, "but this will soften things a bit." I pleaded with him, but it's... Oh my god, dude, seriously? We're finalists. Good gracious. First day we kept mostly to ourselves. The crew seemed busy with their tasks. I was happy to have fewer. One of the captain girls at last spoke good English, was attached to us as a translator. Will she create as much conversation as she do know my parents? I doubt it, since I've only just met you. Are they famous? Busy. Famous. My father was a Russian officer, maybe I think. Thinking Mama comes from a famous Cossack. They are all soldiers. A Russian officer, maybe. Met him when she was dressed as a man and joined the Cossack host. He was very surprised, I think, Mama says. He died of shock, leaving me as a present, but I think he probably ran away because Mama is so fierce. Blinked twice, the little cam girl at a lost path. That's nice, yeah. Mama runs the boy room, Mama soldier. Frightened of her, one day I'll be like her. Mercy usually was useful. Unreasonably early in the morning, the price of arriving today, she informed, is 800 pounds, and if you can't afford that, then you can boil it. Run whatever. Wait, I don't mind. She returned a moment later and declared. I hung over the ship trying to get a better view. Yeah, good. Which surprised me that her mother watched me with harder. How long have I been? 3 hours? I think I might call it there, guys. But I want to say thank you for everyone who joined me. It was nice to have people for my first stream. I will be streaming random games in the future. Just watch out for me on Twitch. I will post on my Discord and on Twitter. Just join those sites and yeah, you'll see when I stream. I'll also post schedules on Twitch of when I plan on streaming, but I plan on streaming in the future. Thank you for joining me. But it has been nice to have people here. Thank you again. Alright, people. You guys have a good one. Peace out.